K Nation. Sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
The tears were flowing in Lawrence, Manhattan. Tonight on K Nation, we'll break down emotional Senior Day celebrations for both KU and K-State men's hoops.
Plus, the brackets are out and we have postseason basketball. We'll go in on the Big 12 women's basketball tournament in Kansas City.
And our three bat-ball teams picked up serious series wins this weekend. We'll tell you about the Batcats' historic offense, KU baseball's historic record, and KU softball's Big 12 opener. Welcome into K Nation. Later, Reinhardt, she's Caroline So, and you thought this was K Nation? No, this is March.
This is March. We've got a ton of basketball to get to, some being postseason, but let's start with those regular season finales in Manhattan and Lawrence. Jayhawks, y'all are up first. A lot on the line for Bill Self's crew against number 24 Arizona. KU has not lost on Senior Day since the 1983-84 season.
One of the craziest records in sports.
And was looking to keep its 20-win season streak alive. All the stars in the house, Christian Brown and Devin Neal. The offense was moving in the first half. KU led by as many as 14. But let Arizona creep back in and take the lead in the second. KU, though, they fought and they found a way to close, which has not been a strong suit for this team this year, ultimately winning 83-76. 33 points for Hunter Dickinson, 20 for Zeke Mayo, and 12 for KJ Adams.
We needed confidence from the way the game went, from playing well, from an energy standpoint, from falling behind, from losing all momentum, to players making plays on their own, to rallying together, to sticking together. I think this game, from a team standpoint, had a lot of things in it that should give us confidence moving forward.
Some bittersweet feelings in the fog last night, though, as KU sent off 7 seniors on senior night, including 6-year senior DeJuan Harris Jr., KJ Adams Jr., Hunter Dickinson, Lawrence kid Zeke Mayo, transfer guard Shaquille Moore, and walk-ons Dylan Wilhite and Patrick Cassidy. There were tears shed pregame and sentimental speeches postgame. Bill Self joked he almost could not start Harris because he couldn't stop crying during starting lineups. You can understand those emotions. It's clear, no matter how much time these guys spent at KU, that this night meant a lot.
Kind of means everything to me. This place has kind of been my whole life for a good amount, and this game I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. So I'm just glad that it ended like this.
This one meant a little more. I know the other seniors as well felt the same way. So we just wanted to end on a high note. I wasn't necessarily worried about individual performance. I was just worried about the win.
Just wanted to send KJ and Juan outright. They did so much for this school, this university, this program. They deserve to go out like that in their final game.
Still time for this group, too. We'll preview the Big 12 tourney in just a bit.
KJ and Juan, forever national champions.
Yes.
All right, home finale for K-State yesterday after a midweek win over Cincinnati. Farmageddon on the hardwood was a real punt of a basketball game. Iowa State was clearly the better team, and the Cyclones proved it right away. And with this game not affecting the overall year, it seemed the team wasn't too distraught after. The offense wasn't working, and K-State ends the regular season 15-16, 9-11 in conference play.
They just had more energy than we did, and I couldn't figure out how to get the energy switch flipped, and the game was so choppy. We'll look at film, figure something out, and excited about the opportunity to play in the Big 12 tournament.
And we'll talk tourney soon, but first, the real story yesterday, also senior celebrations in Manhattan. The tears falling from David Gasson. Walk-on Spencer Bain recognized as well, with Coleman Hawkins and Max Jones. Jones awaiting an answer on if he gets another year of eligibility after playing D2 ball. He says he wants to return to Manhattan if he does get granted that. But here's Gasson asked about what K-State means to him.
It turned into family. These last 3 years, I just got closer and closer with the people and, with the community, as well as with my coaching staff and, with my teammates. Those are relationships I built. They'll be there for life. I feel like I always have a place to, come back to even when I leave here after college. So definitely thankful for that.
Gasson, the lone member of Coach Tang's first roster in the Little Apple. Coach said afterwards he wants to be able to coach more players like David, who got the chance to develop into something special.
Oh, so sentimental.
And that brings us to the Big 12 tournament. Number 10, K-State. That's their seed in the tourney. Plays in the first round against Arizona State on Tuesday. The two split the regular season series. Funny enough, it was home and away, I believe. Each team won on the road.
Yeah.
And number 6 KU earned a first-round bye and won't play until Wednesday. Jayhawks will face the winner of number 14 UCF and number 11 seed Utah. Jayhawks beat the Knights in the regular season but lost to Utah on the road.
All right, looking fun. Men's tourney next week. Big 12 women, we get to break their tourney down this week. Let's do it in chronological order. KU started things off. They got the late tip.
Yeah, 8 p.m. against Texas Tech. Elle Evans was ruled out before the game. Hard to overcome her scoring ability.
Right.
KU trailed by 11 at one point in the third, but actually clawed back to take the lead in the fourth. Big shots from Brittany Harshaw and Reagan Williams, but no Samai Nichols in the fourth quarter, so the team couldn't finish quite down the stretch. The Red Raiders win by 4. Coach Brandon called Samai Nichols, quote, extremely banged up and playing at 40% after the long season.
I think we're all really proud of how our young women have competed for each other, in particularly the last 2 games, despite a lot of adversity throughout the season in terms of being shorthanded. I think it makes it very difficult sometimes to continue to improve when you have such limited practice, but these guys continue to grow and develop.
Very young and banged up team in Lawrence, starting 2 juniors, 2 sophomores, and a freshman most of the season, but that should be fun next season.
Yes, lots to look forward to. K-State women, also in the Big 12 tournament, started with a decisive win over UCF. Wildcats didn't look perfect, but a win was never out of the question. Game 2 came with concern. 44 points in the first half, the most West Virginia's given up all season. Completely different out of the locker room for K-State, surrendering the lead and the game to end the Big 12 tourney after just 2 games. Despite all the accolades, this storied senior group finishes their career with 0 Big 12 titles.
This group doesn't like to lose, especially games that we feel we played well. So yeah, it's not an easy one when we knew we wanted to keep advancing.
Just got to keep going. Like, this loss hurts and it will hurt for a little bit, but I mean, after a while we're going to have to kind of move on and keep pushing, because we do know that we have the tournament to look forward to as well.
So many tears in this episode.
So many, good and bad. That brings us to Selection Sunday. That show airs a week from today at 7 p.m. on ESPN. ESPN's Charlie Cream's latest bracketology has K-State down to a 5 seed and traveling to Ole Miss. Now remember, only the 1 through 4 seeds earn the right to host.
Love the tears because of the emotion, but like you said, some good, some bad. Unfortunately, not every team can win the national title, so we're going to have more tears at some point,
hopefully
which sucks.
More good ones. More good ones.
More ones coming your way. More good show coming your way. Take it away. I'm taking it away. Coming up on K-Nation.
Coming up.
We're going to break down what all this means on the women's side with voice of the Wildcats, Brian Smoller. National Tournament Outlook and more as we get to the heart of March.
But first, it was a successful weekend out on the diamond. How each of these teams did before conference play ramps up. That's after the break.
Hi, Clay Sherwood with Swims and Sweeps. I'm here with Frank and Dean, the CEOs of Cute, and they want me to tell you about Aspen Spas. We have personal spas, swim spas, and party spas available. Have Frank and Dean show you your new Aspen Spa.
I had this patient. His cancer treatment had him in the hospital for a while. One day, he was telling me about his grandson and how a big night was coming up for him. So we arranged to make it a big night for my patient too. I sometimes wonder if I'm doing all I can. Then I help make a moment like this possible, and I know I am.
Hi, I'm Mark Macbeth, owner of RoofMax of Topeka. So many homeowners believe they need to replace the roof when all they need to do is recondition it with RoofMax. Call today for a free roof inspection. Let RoofMax show you the best way to save thousands and protect your largest investment.
Keep your RV in top shape with Noller RV's exclusive service specials. Our part-timer package is just $349, perfect for occasional trips. And our weekender package is only $11.99, ideal for frequent travelers. Visit Noller RV today for expert service and peace of mind on the road.
Blind Tiger Brewery, the place for amazing burgers. Trimmings from our steaks go into our juicy half-pound burgers, served on artisan buns, delivered daily.
Blind Tiger Brewery and Restaurant, 37th in Kansas.
At Noller Ford, the Ford Power Promise is electrifying your drive. When you go electric, get a Ford Charge Station Pro with standard installation at no cost. Plus, we've got your back with 24/7 charging support. Experience volume pricing and personalized service today at Noller Ford.
If you've been injured in Kansas, or really anywhere, I'm confident we are going to be able to get your case resolved, because this is all we do is represent injured people just like you.
If you've been in an accident and need my help, call me. I'm here for you.
Welcome back into K-Nation. We're through the conference play in basketball, and we're just about to conference play in baseball.
We're getting there. Both baseball teams have their Big 12 home openers on Friday this week, and both teams had a successful home slate of games this weekend. K-State had a midweek with Creighton canceled due to weather, all that snow and ice and all that. Then a 4-2 win against William and Mary on Friday. And here's the kicker.
Look at these scores.
Huge wins over the Tribe on Saturday and Sunday, 17-5, 20-6. Both games ending in just 7 innings for a sweep. 12 home runs over the course of that series.
Keep doing hard things. Really hard to sweep somebody. Really hard to score in every single inning. I haven't seen that in a long time. Right. Keep that offense rolling. Right. Let's clean up our defense a little bit, but our energy level is making us who we are right now.
All right, move over Bronx. Max Martin and crew are on pace for historic numbers this season. Wildcats put up program best home run numbers in 2021 with 89 in 57 games. Pete Hughes' squad currently on pace for 102 this year with 26 home runs through 14 games. Martin himself has 7, on pace for 33, which would smash Dylan Phillips' single-season record of 16.
Crazy numbers. KU baseball hosted Milwaukee, sweeping the 4-game series against the Panthers. Jayhawks get the 21-3 win on Friday, but the rest of the games weren't quite that easy. 2 walk-offs, though, exciting, possibly concerning in order to find wins, but Friday was a walk-off on an error in the 9th. Today, Brady Council beats the throw to first for a 10th inning walk-off. Jayhawks start the season 14-1, the best start, by the way, in program history.
Thanks, looking up. All right, for KU softball, it's a Big 12 series opener, first true series of the season, and first series win of the season. Coach McFall's group goes down to Waco. Game 1 is an extra innings loss. Game 2, a 1-run win. And then Game 3, a beatdown earlier today. Home opener coming this week, hosting Wichita State on Wednesday.
All right.
Take us to break, Carol.
Coming up, we've got more K-Nation, and hopefully K-State women's basketball season still has a lot left in the tank. We're catching up with the voice of the Wildcats, Brian Smoller, at the Big 12 tourney. That's next.
It's all on the line. Seconds remaining. Murphy takes the ball. Gracie's hot on his tail. He shoots.
Does your house need a game-changing upgrade? Get your home game day ready with energy-efficient windows from Messler Roofing, Siding, and Windows.
Fidelity State Bank and Trust, Topeka, empowering customers since 1922.
If you're looking at doing some remodeling to your home, debt consolidation, college tuition, your equity is there. We are offering competitive rates and terms on home equity loans. It's a great way to let your equity in your home work for you.
Fidelity Bank, we do business right here at home.
Hi, this is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you will be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. For 24/7 non-judgmental support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Come on home to West Loop and Manhattan's West Side.
WTC, keeping you connected with internet service for businesses and now the residents of Manhattan.
Sunflower Bank, our philosophy is simple. We offer a full range of financial products and relationship-focused services. Member FDIC.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Come home to West Loop and Manhattan's West Side.
Today is home to the biggest stars. Next week, Kate Blanchett, Regina Hall, Millie Bobby Brown, Stanley Tucci, and Patrick Schwarzenegger, all here live, starting Monday, only on Today.
Welcome back into K-Nation. K-State women's basketball's Big 12 tournament run is over, but we're hoping that the Wildcats still have about a month's worth of games left in front of them.
Yeah, hopefully. Coach Mitty's team is primed for March, and I caught up with Sometimes Radio, Sometimes TV voice of the Wildcats, Brian Smoller, at the Big 12 tournament. We talk postseason outlook and more. Brian, thanks for joining us. Just want to start, we're recording this at the beginning of the Big 12 tournament. They just knocked off UCF. What did you think from postseason play round one?
I thought K-State was really balanced, did a great job of trying to limit the chaos a little bit. I think they got too sped up in some of those games down the stretch. So without Ayoka Lee back, they did a good job of spreading the wealth a little bit, get good, not just good shots, great shots, and that 4 in double figures, you'll take that.
Yeah. But we saw Ayoka in a boot today. Is she still on track, do you know?
Yes, everything is pointed towards her be returning for the NCAA tournament, and no doubt this is a top 10 team with Lee back. So now you just kind of bide time and continue to see them grow a little bit here in the postseason. Good start.
Jeff Meddy was asked afterwards, does he think that this team can host still? Is their resume good enough? He says, we can't let that come to our mind. We just got to win games, and if we win games, then we'll make that decision for them. How do you feel? Is K-State in a good place to host still?
I think they're doing well in this regard. The other teams around them are losing, so I think that's helped K-State a little bit, and they're taking care of business. Now, what you can control is winning games, and if they can find a way to win the next couple of games, they'll be all right. Regardless, it's nice to have that be the only pendulum that you're trying to swing your way on decision day for the committee. You don't want to have to be waiting to get in the field. They're already in. Now they're just worried about hosting. If not, they'll have to go on the road and prove that they can do it with Ayoka Lee.
I think that the ceiling possibly for this group is you can go into any game thinking this is capable of a win. I think they can match up game by game with anyone. Do you see that as the case?
I absolutely do, and especially when Lee gets back, because at that point, you have to pick your poison. What are you going to guard? You're going to guard inside? Well, then they're going to hit you with three-point shots. If you extend out, we saw it today, they'll drive on you. So, and then defensively, Lee changes the game entirely. I mean, it's almost a 30-point per game difference defensively with her in there. So they can play with absolutely anyone. The thing about K-State seed, if they get a low seed, there's going to be some unhappy teams on that side of the bracket that they got slaughtered with K-State.
Yeah. I've said that all the time. I remind people, Ayoka Lee was a finalist for National Defensive Player of the Year the same year that she scored 61. So huge down low. One more basketball. You've been calling Serena Sundell for 4 years now. What has she done differently this season?
Well, she's been asked to be a little bit more three-level scorer. I think in the past, she's always looked to pass first, and then but you have that All-American in the middle, it's easy to throw it in. But you think about the assist numbers she's put up this year, 230-some assists as we stand here today, nearing the single-season school record, and most of it without Ayoka Lee. That's still pretty hard to do.
She's not just dumping it down to Lee and letting her work.
Absolutely, and then on top of that, she's trying to score, and she's scoring higher than she ever has before. So, All-American honors, I think, are coming her way just for how she's played. I was a little surprised she didn't make a finalist for the Naismith Nancy Lieberman Award top point guard, but at 6'2", she is a problem on both ends of the court.
Awesome. Brian, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it, Landon. Thanks for having me.
Brian's one of the best. He also does baseball.
He does it all.
He said that we can have him talk baseball soon. And after, what, was it 37 runs the past 2 days?
Yeah.
I think we'll have him on to talk baseball
We're going to hold you to that, Brian.
All right, stick
if you're
around.
Watching.
More K Nation
All right, coming up, you guessed it, more Hoops Talk. We sit down one-on-one with Rockshot Sports Talk's Sean Kellerman. He's got a pretty good idea about KU's NCAA tournament fate, and he'll explain next.
I would highly recommend Denali Homes to anybody to come get their products from them, to come in and browse their store and talk to them about installation of most anything that you need for your home.
Fight fog. Don't dispose of cooking grease down the sink, which can cause costly clogs. Instead, just let it cool, pour it into a jar or can, and then throw it away. Cool it, can it, trash it.
Ace Plumbing Experience.
From clearing land to building sheds or retaining walls to digging ponds, All Seasons Excavating and Landscape is here to turn your vision into reality. Our experienced equipment operators can create landscapes that increase your property's value. Call All Seasons Excavating and Landscape today.
Welcome back to the McCride Open.
It all comes down to this. This is what she's been working for.
If she makes this, she gets the jacket.
McCride Plaza, a retirement community like no other.
Hey, it's Brad Lewis with Lewis Toyota. Don't miss out on the unbeatable savings going on now. It's our anniversary, and for over 55 years, my family has been serving this community. We couldn't have reached this milestone without all of you. Come take advantage of friends and family pricing now. Thank you.
Next live, the evil queen from Snow White, Gal Gadot.
Who is the fairest of them all?
Ben Falcone, plus Sting and Shaggy.
Monday at 11 on 27 KSNT.
Smokey's here.
And so is Brooke.
And I'm hosting the Kelly Clarkson Show. Plus the stars of Picture This, Simone Ashley and Hero finds Tiffin.
Monday at 3 on 27 KSNT.
Welcome back into K-Nation. Regular season men's basketball in the books, so we turn our attention to postseason.
Yes.
Which starts Tuesday in KC for Big 12 men.
Yes, I sat down with Rock Chalk Sports Talk Sean Kellerman to talk about that, KU's NCAA tournament seeding, and a whole lot more. We could pick up mid-convo after the finale in the Fieldhouse. I want to circle back to Hunter Dickinson, though. 33 points, but also he's had double-doubles in 5 of his last 6. He's had 2 30-plus point games in that span. I mean, what does he need to do? Does he need to have a 30-point night every night for this team to get rolling, or what does he need to do to help this team?
I think generally when a question like that's asked about such a high number of points total, it would be no, and it's probably not needed in most games, but I think there might be some games where Hunter needs to score at least 30, to your point, Caroline, because KU just offensively has really struggled. You look at the KenPom metrics, which are going to tell you a lot about how good a team is both offensively and defensively. KU's been a top 10 team defensively, but offensively they've been in the 50s and 60s, which is something that we haven't seen very often. And Bill Self also said post-game that he had a conversation with Hunter about how you've been really good, but you haven't had an extended stretch of carrying us. And kind of with how this season has gone from a personnel production standpoint, Hunter is going to have to be that guy, and he's really turned it on recently. Bill Self saying he scored 116 the last 5 games. That's over 23. And, yeah, absolutely. So you're going to need that offensive production. Obviously, you like to think you're going to get 10 to 14 points out of KJ Adams finishing lobs and things like that. But you got to have a lot of production from Zeke Mayo as well. You don't really know what you're going to get from a point standpoint from DeJuan Harris, who usually distributes more than anything else, and certainly Rylan Griffin, Diggy Coit, to a lesser extent AJ Storr. You're not really sure what you're going to get game in and game out, but Zeke has proven it enough this season that he's got to be that guy, averaging around 15 a game. Guards win in March, and this is a great March performance from Zeke.
While we're talking about the postseason, let's talk about the portion of it that starts on Tuesday in Kansas City, the Big 12 tournament. There's a lot of different scenarios as we sit here on Saturday night for what KU's seed in that tournament will be. So we can maybe talk about it in a different light. What are teams that KU should hope to avoid, maybe, right? Can cross their fingers from a matchup standpoint that they don't run into early on in the tournament?
Well, with how it is right now, you know that Iowa State's going to be on the opposite side of the bracket. And I want to say, let's go ahead and avoid them because they bring so many fans to Kansas City. And obviously they've been so good in the Big 12 tournaments. Also that we know is going to be on the other side of the bracket is BYU. And they're not really comfortable to play against because they shoot a lot of threes and they can score. Right. Houston is another team that's going to be on the other side of the bracket. So if KU's going to make a run at this thing and potentially play on Saturday for a championship, they would only have to face one of those teams, and it would be in the championship game. So I kind of like how the bracket shakes out for KU in terms of we don't know exactly at this point who KU is going to play, and we won't know until after the games go on Tuesday, but they're probably going to have to beat Arizona and Texas Tech, who are teams that KU can beat. And if you do that, then you improve your seed for the NCAA tournament, potentially up to a 5 seed if you do have enough success, and then you don't have to face those 3 teams I mentioned until the championship. So I kind of like how it breaks out.
And Sean, you told me before I hit the record button that you had a pretty good idea of what KU's NCAA tournament seeding will be. Let's just talk a little bit about that. How do you see things shaking out in those terms right now?
I think with the win over Arizona today, which is a marquee victory over a top 25 team, KU is solidly on the 7 line right now. I don't think they'll drop below a 7. Perhaps there's an argument if they lose to a team in the second game, whoever that team may be, or in the first game rather, whoever that team may be in Kansas City, maybe they could fall back to an 8. But this was a good win today, and I think that solidifies them as at 7 at worst. And I think that's the mindset the guys got to have going to Kansas City is, hey, we know we're going to be in the dance. We know we're probably going to be, somewhere in this seed range. But what can we do to improve our resume even more? And again, with how the Big 12 tournament breaks down with Arizona and Texas Tech, teams that KU can beat, well, those are marquee wins. I think if KU goes to Kansas City and plays for a championship on Saturday, then they're certainly at least a 6 seed. And I think if they find a way to win 4 games in 4 days, then they could be up on that 5 seed line as well. 11 losses is a lot at this point, and that's why you probably can't get to a 4 seed. But I think if you have success and pick up some marquee victories, then people are going to be talking about maybe being on that 4 or 5 line.
If you had to maybe just narrow it down to kind of one area that you think this team really needs to hit hard as they get to the Big 12 tournament and they get to the NCAA tournament, what would that be?
For me, it comes down to the late game execution, like we talked about, because more often than not, KU is going to be in these games. We have seen a few blowouts this year, and certainly BYU is at top of that list. We don't want to relive February 18th in Provo, but for the close games, KU has struggled so much closing them out. Like, this was the first close game. There were a couple. You beat UCF when you didn't have DeJuan Harris, but UCF's not a very good team. Close games against good teams, KU's really struggled finding the winning recipe at the end, but today was a good start. They executed with important offensive possessions. They got to the free throw line. They utilized Dickinson down low, and they got the defensive stops they needed. So sometimes, and a lot of times in college basketball, it comes down to those 4 or 5 possessions, offensively or defensively, and whether that's cleaning up the defensive glass like KU couldn't do against Houston or executing offensively like they did against Arizona, that's going to decide who wins games. So it comes down to those.
So a lot of teams in March have one player, right, that kind of goes off in the tournament. And I asked Sean who he thought that guy was going to be for KU this year, and he said Rylan Griffin.
Ooh,
so
okay.
We'll see if
he certainly
his
has the
prediction,
talent.
He does, yeah, and the shot too. So we'll see if his prediction holds up.
I like it. Stick around. More K-Nation coming your way after the break.
Established in 2005, Sardo Countertops opened to transform houses into homes and to provide exquisite service throughout the Midwest. The result is a true masterpiece for your home.
We're here in the Amazon jungle giving free glasses and eye care to people in need, and it's because of you, our Success Vision customers. Every time you shop at Success Vision, a portion of every dollar you spend goes to help people all over the world. From everybody here, thank you. My name is Sam. I'm a Success Vision optometrist.
To bed for 39 in an hour for less. Come see us today, Success Vision Express.
Batter up at Play It Again Sports. We offer an extensive selection of new and used baseball and softball equipment from Wilson, Easton, Rawlings, Louisville Slugger, DeMarini, String King, Dudley, Mizuno, Marucci, and Nakona. We have custom uniforms. Try before you buy with our indoor batting cage. Bring in your quality used gear to save even more by trading in and trading up or get cash on the spot. We are buying all day, every day. Play It Again Sports, 21st and Fairlawn in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Are you dreaming of a steady income in retirement? My team and I are here to help you plan for a financially secure future. Reach out today and let's build a worry-free retirement together, because those who plan for the future have one.
If you've been injured in Kansas, or really anywhere, you need to talk to an attorney who has experience representing people who've been seriously injured. I've been doing this for 30 years. And it's all I've done since 1997. I'm confident that we are going to be able to get your case resolved, because this is all we do is represent injured people just like you.
If you've been in a wreck or injured and need help, call me. I'm here for you.
All right, the Women's Big 12 tournament wrapped up earlier today. Let's see how the sportsbook favor KU and K-State men going into the tournament this week.
All right, Vegas at the number 6 Jayhawks at plus 1,200 odds to win it all. $10 would win you $120 there, while the number 10 Wildcats have plus
20,000.
20,000. That's a big number for me. Odds to run the table. Tournament action kicks off on Tuesday. K-State plays at 6. KU gets a bye and will play Wednesday. That's at 8:30.
All right, thanks for K-Nation. It's March. We're excited, and join us next week, please.
Have a great night.
Say you like it?
I like 11 inning games.
Oh, see, I told you they're weird that way. Yeah, they're. Well, good, because that's what time we play.
Just to join the 2000 club, I mean, it feels great. Welcome. All right, big head.
We almost couldn't start Juan. He couldn't quit crying after introductions. And then he doesn't shed a tear speaking, he got it all back. He got it all backwards.